Yo! Hello and welcome to Risky Rollers Internet. My name is Carl.
My name is Laurence.
Hello, Laurence. How are you?
I'm very good, Mr. Carr. How are you?
That is excellent. I am pretty good. It's a Wednesday night. We're a night earlier than we normally are, chat, because we have something very special lined up, and we'll get to that in a very sec. But first up, thank you all for joining us. If you like what we do here at Risky Rollers, please like and subscribe. Press all the buttons down below so that you know when we go live on a Wednesday with late notice because I forgot to post.
Did you?
I forgot to
post. It's fine.
But I posted before, so it's fine. And you're all here.
Schedule, so
and
fine.
We're going to have a great time. Isn't that right, Laurence?
We will indeed.
Thank you to our event sponsors, OP Paints, Miniature Scenery, Baron of Dice, Proxywars, and General Games. They help us put on events. If you want to help us out, freebies are press the YouTube buttons, but if you want to flick us some money, go and check out Patreon, search for Risky Rollers. There's some fun things. If you're a Victorian, there's Club Day membership. There's cheaper tickets to our events. But if you just want to flick us some small contribution, it helps us greatly put on these fun things and talk about going to events like, Laurence?
Yes?
Cue the thumbnail scene.
Oh, yes. Give me 1 second.
All right. All right. So, special Wednesday night stream. We have some special guests.
We do.
The stream name is entitled cheekily, "When It's Christmas, You Have to Look After the Interstaters." So, as you guys might know, Laurence and Dalton are going up to New South Wales to stream the Shark Tank, which is presented by GashHammer Gaming. And very special for you guys, we have three, not one, not two, but three very special guests. You can press the button now, Laurence.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, higher.
Hey!
How are we, boys?
Fantastic. Thank you, mate. You?
We are very good.
All right. Gentlemen, if you would like to please introduce yourselves, probably from left to right on screen. We'll probably start with Sean and work our way across.
Yes, all right.
Cool. Hey, guys. I'm Sean. I'm going to be one of the painting judges on the day, so we'll talk a little bit about that later on. What do you want to know? The old how long I've been playing Warhammer, all that sort of jazz?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your relative association with New South Wales 40K and that kind of stuff?
How do I know these guys on my right? So I know Gashi and Zach through Team New South Wales stuff. So I was one of not the top 8, but in the selection last year. This year I've taken on a coach role with Zach and also New South Wales manager. So just in case my life's not busy enough, I thought I'd take on 2 roles. Into 40K, did the old, like a lot of people, started when I was like 10 years old. Older sibling got me in. Then when I found puberty and life and everything else, it went down. And then 8 years ago, I got it back through Kill Team, the gateway drug. Started with my box team and I'm back in 40K full time now. And 7 years later. First
edition Kill Team? Second edition Kill Team?
First edition. They lost me when they moved from numbers to shapes, and I'm just like, I'm not learning shapes.
You don't do shapes and colours?
Don't do shapes, no. Even though I'm a primary school teacher, I don't do shapes and colours. Yeah. It just seemed weirdly more confusing than it needed to be. By simplifying it, because my brain was still 40K, they made it harder, and that's when I'm like, no, I'm not learning that.
Awesome.
That's me, yeah.
What's your favourite faction, Sean?
Space Wolves.
Yeah. Oh. Space Wolves. We got to Safari.
Yeah. I've been doing Votan for the last year and a bit, but they're just dead in the water at the moment. I need something fresh. They're too short.
Very nice.
Something fast with jank, right? I need movement jank.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, they're pretty fast. They got some new tech. They got the splitting Jaegers and all sorts of fun stuff now.
I did run Delver Salt Shift at the last 8-mans here, and flinging Berserker Dwarves 22 inches across the board on average is so much fun. Just yeeting a squad of 10 across the board at your opponent and say, deal with that, have fun with that. If you can't, I'll send a second one.
Yeah. Go fast. Speaking of people that like to go fast, he's wearing the red. We've got him camera mid-screen. Would you introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, indeed. So, hello everyone. My name's Gashi. I'm the TO for this event. So, I'm the Gash in GashHammer Gaming. So I started playing like Warhammer, probably same as Sean when I was about 11, and started with the usual Hero Quest, Space Crusade, Space Hulk, quickly gravitated into Epic Space Marine, if anyone remembers that, with the Titans and whatnot, and played that big time. Then Fantasy Battles, I don't know whether that was version 1 or version 2 or whatever. Little bit of 40k when I was a teenager, but like Sean, I discovered the female part of the human race and just left it all behind. And then, I've always enjoyed the lore, and I was still reading the Horus Heresy model books when novels. On flights when I was flying around for work for probably the last 5 to 10 years, on and off. And when I actually moved to Australia, one of the guys that I work with mentioned 40k, and before I know it, within a couple of months, I've got a box set, and I've got some tools, and I've got some paints, and 6 months later, I'm playing GTs, and I've got like 5,000 points of Blood Angels. So that's kind of how I got into it. But like, last year I was the manager of Team New South Wales. I also went to WTC with Laurence. I coached for Team Australia. Had an absolute ball at both WTC and ANZTC. I have to say 1 year of doing all of that was enough, and for the time being, I was very happy to hand over the baton to Sean to manage Team New South Wales. This year I'm just focused on my tournaments. I'm just trying to do the best that I can to create enjoyable events and push the boundaries, push the button, and like make things interesting.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. As you know, both the three of us, me, Dalton, and Laurence, have all had stints in either Merc teams or helping coach or stuff for Team Vic.
Yep.
So going and streaming last year in Tassie was a nice break where you just don't have to worry about any of the teams or the people. Or, I mean, obviously, dragging Laurence around Hobart is enough work as it is, but you don't have another team of 15 people. It's the easiest.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind you said that.
I'm the lightest,
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the lightest, yeah, yes. At least you're the shortest, so you're easy to carry too.
All right.
So, speaking of teams events, obviously Risky Rollers in Victoria has a few teams events, and the person on the right-hand side came to the last Risky Rollers team tournament. He's sitting in the royal purple. Would you introduce yourself, please, sir?
Yeah, thank you so much. My name's Zach. So I am the current captain for New South Wales leading into 2026. I started off with 40k back when I was about 9, 10. It was, I think it was the CSM 3.5 edition codex. So started with T-Suns back then, and just went, from there actually transitioned to War Machine just based on what the local shop was doing at that time, and sort of, when you're 9, 10, you're sort of following what the older people in the shop or the more mature people in the shop are doing, because they're the ones sort of teaching you, so you sort of follow suit. So played that for a little bit, and then went back to doing nothing related to tabletop gaming whatsoever. Always stayed competitive. I was quite competitive in Call of Duty. My little claim to fame was I was top 500 in the world at one stage of my life, where I had nothing else to do but play the game, which was really cool. Sorry.
Do you have carpal tunnel? Like, do you have wrists left after that? Can you hold a mouse?
Between that and guitar, not really. But yeah, so then got back into 40k through COVID. Always loved the look of 40k, and was trying to find something to fill up my time with. Met a few people that were into TTS through my sort of local Discord groups, and from one thing led to another, and I was punching out 10, 12 games a week on TTS for a long time. So that eventuated to getting into the obviously physical tournaments. I've had TTS teams that have got top 100 ITC players globally for the last 2.5 years. So just been immersing myself as much as humanly possible, and obviously going over to WTC as part of the UN was a big portion of that.
Yeah. It's one thing going over for WTC with your home country, but to kind of immerse in the UN team with the different cultures and different people and all that would have been a good experience.
Yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, you know that you're not going to be winning the competition. You're just there to really make sure that you're giving every team the most competitive round as possible in that spot. So, meant that beers were flowing very nicely, not going to lie. But, obviously, we did our best. We had a few really good rounds against some people. Had obviously Sweden right off the bat, which was a really nice welcome to the WTC moment for myself. So look, it was a great experience and made some really incredible friends globally. So getting invites to tournaments in England now is pretty cool.
Yeah, and look, that's what it's about, right? We play with the toy soldiers. We don't do it because it's there's a lot of money in it or there's a lot of fame in it or anything like that. We do it because it's fun. And you meet a lot of cool people, and I think that's an excellent piece of experience and feedback, and that's awesome. So apparently, I've been told that a Liam in chat said to make sure you tell Zach he has a very beautiful smile. So you have fans in chat tonight, Zach. So
well, now I can't help but smile. What do you mean? This is forceful. I mean,
and it's beautiful. Don't hide away from it, Zach.
Oh look, I don't need to get any more red than I already am. I appreciate you.
So welcome guys to the stream. One of the things that we like to do here on this show is it's called On the Desk. Normally we're going to chock-a-block a show, so normally we would do our community work in progress, but we'll save that for another time this week. But we're still going to do a work in progress, so let's go backwards, and we'll start with Zach. Zach, what is on your desk?
Well, it's not for me because I get to watch 40k and not play it anymore, which is really great. So I know, woe is me. So we've got some screamers that I've been painting up for an undisclosed human being within our state. So I don't know if you can really see them.
Undisclosed.
They've got some little transitions and stuff. So just trying to paint up some screamers for an undisclosed human being.
Yeah, classic blue to purple, blue to pink transition there. Excellent. Mr. Gash, sir, what is on your desk?
Like everything. I have a whole host of half-painted models, but I've got a load of Lich Guard over there that have been on my desk for about 3 months in the hope that one day they get decent again. But most recently, I've got some company heroes. So they're very, very rough at the moment. They've just had the airbrush and a little bit of the base coat. I already have them, but I painted them as Ultramarines, and I am a Sanguinius fan. And also the banner had broken off the other one, so I just thought I'd buy another set and do them properly. I did have some Victrix, because I'm not a mentor chaser at all.
How many you got?
I've got 12, but I've only built 3. They're all going to my commission painter because I looked at all this trim and banners, and it's like, I just don't have the time to do that. So these boys against the commission painter, I'm going to focus on the company heroes.
Well, you were swinging around a very large project just before when you were doing brief. Do you want to?
Yeah. So look, my project for the last 3 months has been making interesting, unique, and weird trophies for the winners of the tournament. So I bought myself a 3D printer, an FDM printer, printed this life-size chainsword.
Massive.
I've had this. I didn't paint it. My commission painter painted this. This is pretty cool. This is the winner. This is what the winner of General of the Year is going to get. That's my annual circuit that I started this year, and have actually just launched for next year. So Shark Tank will be the first event of next year because I'll be aligning it to the ITC calendar, not the calendar year. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also did this great big Thunder Hammer. This is for the Army of the Year. This is the painting competition, and then there's like shed loads of other trophies. Like there's loads of them. You'll see them in a couple of weeks, Laurence.
How big is your desk, sir? That it's just piles.
So here's the thing, right? Is my kids are grown up, but I've still got a 4-bedroom house. So like I have an entire big room that's just full of all of my crap, and whenever it spills out of the room, my wife gets cross with me, and then she moves it back into the room.
Yep. I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Sean, what's on your desk?
On my desk at the moment is commission work. So I have currently 20 Hormagaunts running around on my desk. They're really small, and I don't know if that's going to do it justice. Get a bit more lighting. Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah. Part of my pleasure with always asking this question, especially with guests, is watching them trying to work out how to put it in front of the webcam.
Yep, that's fair.
It's pure content. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's not designed for the super close-ups. It'll just on a big back, but not close. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've got like 5,000 points of Tyranids, and it's not fun. It's not fun.
One commission, 5,000 points.
I don't even get to play any of it, and it's just it's a lot of work. At this point, it's just work. But that's the highs and lows of the commission.
I've done a couple of 2K commissions in compressed time frames, and they're kind of getting the no more treatment. But 5K Tyranids in one go is a lot of gribbly bits. But at least Tyranids aren't too bad from a painting perspective. Like at least it's not 5,000 points of zinc, gold trim and like skull details. And,
chaos trim would be worse. Yeah, definitely would be worse. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do that in the week leading up to WTC.
Sean, give us a twirl in the GashHammer judging jerseys that you've created for us.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, look how beautiful these are. How cool are they?
Look at the production for GashHammer. Look at that.
The numbers are a bit more sad if there's any Formula One fans out there, but that's okay.
Speaking of Formula One fans, Laurence.
Yes.
You like Formula One. What is on your desk?
Oh I thought we were gonna talk about Formula One. Sad that Piastri didn't win.
That's my very convenient segue that I came up on the spot.
Well, I thought Max Verstappen would win, but I was hoping Oscar would be able to do. But it's already history.
I think everyone was hoping for Oscar and then Max before Norris.
Yeah. So what's on my desk? It's
everyone in Australia.
So I got Fulgrim here. I didn't build this one. I didn't paint this one. I received this one last Saturday. What I did was I dissected him because there's some issues with his head. So now he's fixed, and I would be basing them already. So basically, I also mostly commission paint my army, but I do all the bases. So that's what I do.
Nice.
Yep. But just in time for the Fulgrim EC detachment.
Yeah.
Grotmas, right? Like, yeah, that's totally good, right?
Yeah, probably
Right.
can be useful, but I'm
Right.
still not very sure.
You can go
I
through
mean,
walls now.
Fulgrim can walk through walls.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see first the points. I think he would get some points discount, but overall, I think triple Demon Princess is still better.
Yeah, well, you can't even put the enhancement on the Winged Demon Princess, right? Because it's keyword locked.
Yep. How about you? What's on your desk, Mr.
Speaking
Carl?
of EC and speaking of Lawrence's commission painter, I have Lawrence's EC on my desk. So we're doing flawless blades. I keep telling him he doesn't need any because they're crap.
Why?
But he keeps insisting that
I
I
want
paint
some flawless blades.
flawless blades. So I got it right the first time. So we've got some flawless blades, and I've got a I bring up gold trim because the last couple of days I've been doing the gold trim on the flawless blades, and I hate gold trim. It is the worst. So yeah, Laurence, that's you've got a Lord Exaltant to go, and then the batch is done.
Awesome.
And you might have to find somebody else to paint your other 12 flawless blades. Well, Gash, I'll ask you because you're a Blood Angels person. Rage Fueled detachment, yay or nay?
The new detachment, I think it's pretty cool. No, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's like anything with Blood Angels with where they're at the moment. There's a very high skill expression in the hands of a highly skilled player. I think it's pretty deadly. Otherwise, I don't think an average player is. I don't think it's OP. Right? It's not going to elevate an average player to threaten the top tables. But it's got a lot of tools, and it's interesting. I'm not sure. I'm probably not qualified enough to say whether it's better than what's the other one? Not Sanguinius, the other
Lag?
detachment. The lag, yeah, sorry, yeah, Liberator. I'm like, is it better than Liberator? I don't know, but it's good and it's interesting. It has fight and death. That's pretty cool, right? It's an interesting spin. And like I say, I think there's some real good synergies there that someone really skilled can really take advantage of.
Yeah, I think if the advance and charge and shoot stratagem was advance and charge or fall back and charge, I think it'd be pretty premium and it'd be pretty up there. But it's kind of in this weird skill cup place between Lag and Angelic Inheritors, where Angelic Inheritors has this really, really high skill expression, right? And Lag has a lot of like kind of flexibility, get out of dodge type elements to it, where like it's just kind of in that middle with like sticky objectives also takes a long way, but it's on Blood Angels key units, so it's kind of just a bit awkward. It's just that slight hoopy, but I think if in a meta where weight of attacks is really good, then you can get a lot of attacks and a lot of AP in some really like normal units. Like you're getting your intercessors to like strength 5, AP 2, 6 attacks, and then like you put a same priest with that, and all of a sudden the AP 3, kind of sounds good, but there's a lot of CP, and you can just play better units. So it's kind of in just a really weird position, right?
Yeah, look, I'm really keen to see what some of these like really top players do with it, so I can copy their lists. But I know there's some good players that are pretty excited. So that definitely says it's got some legs.
Sean, you got something you're looking forward to out of Grotmas?
Look, Rubus say the Space Wolf's coming tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so far, Cast Space Marines looks the best.
Looks the best.
Yeah, we've got
advanced. They've got all the shenanigans for battle shocks. Everything just gets better when you're battle shocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was a Space Marine player, I'd be happy with that one and excited for that one.
Cool. So,
Mr. Zach,
Yeah.
I was gonna even it up, balance it up, and ask Zach what his is there something that you're excited out of the grotmas? Think it's going to be impactful from a meta perspective.
Look, I think there's obviously like Space Wolves and Blood Angels are the things that stick out to me. Obviously new guard detachment's kind of interesting as well there, so it should be interesting. Look, I'm really excited to see what the team can come up with and what we see if there's anything that works inside of a composition from a team's aspect. I think there's definitely some possibilities there, specifically within Marines that look quite good. I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking that exact same thing. So, obviously there's some new choices, which is nice. Because it's not like the Marines slot didn't have enough choices from a team's perspective. Right?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what GW do. It smells like they got a whole bunch of bad rep from the first couple of days of Grotmas, and they were like, "Cool, here's the detachments that we were going to release later." So it'd be interesting to see if they backfill that with any additional content. From a data slate and anything else perspective, because it kind of smells like those were the detachments we probably would have got with the data slate if people weren't complaining about, the short form novellas that they were releasing with Grotmas, or the painting guides. So yeah, I'm interested to see if they backfill that. They kind of give us anything extra, or they leave it at that, leave it with those 6. But yeah. It'd be interesting the next couple of days, especially after the data slate. Right?
I don't think they pivot that quickly, mate. With these marketing releases and whatnot, these are planned weeks in advance.
Yeah, I think if you've got something ready to publish and you kind of just publish it early, it's probably all right. But yeah, if they don't have anything in the chamber, then I think you're right. I think that probably it takes time to vet these things, right? Because G's really good at vetting rules and grammar.
Oh, they're great, aren't they? I mean, they lead the world on making balanced rules and less rerolls in 10th.
New tactical Grotmas detachment when? Later, next week, maybe? I don't know. There's time.
Still have a couple more days before Christmas.
A couple more days. All right. I think we've done enough chin wagging. We've got these gentlemen on for a very good reason, to talk about the Shark Tag event. So, Laurence, if you wanted to flip over. So, Mr. Gash, this is your baby. So, do you want to talk us through who's involved and maybe give us a little bit of an intro to the event?
Sure, yeah. So I think the intro to the event might be on the next slide, but this is I started this tournament company in February, March. Took over from down under 40k in French's Forest, no, don't go on the slide. I can see you doing that. So yeah, I took over from down under 40k. Sean was actually one of the TOs of that event. The down at the 40k team pulled out of the Sydney event. I took it over, bought the train, and just started running RTTs. And out of that, I had a desire to run an annual league, like a circuit, and that kind of morphed into doing this end of year GT with awards. And one of the big the big ethos of my events is that I love competitive and I want to make a great competitive environment, but also the hobby aspect is really, really important to me, because the competitive side is the very top of there's not many people that go and win GTs, right? I don't know what it's like in Vic, but in New South Wales there's maybe 6 or 7 people that are capable of or that do go and win a GT, and there's maybe 10, 15 that could, but it's normally the same 6 or 7, right? So it's really important to reward that for the rest of the of the scene, and there's a lot of people that are in this not to go and win events. They want to showcase beautiful models and showcase their work. So that kind of balancing those two things. And me and Sean had a lot of discussions. We're on the same club team. Sean's actually my captain. And we had a lot of discussions around, dissatisfaction with painting competitions at events. It's always a bit like an afterthought, and then you've got, the TO will pick the what they think is the best painted, which is fine, but it generally doesn't have a rubric. And it's like, what you have to do to win a tournament. You have to beat everybody else, right? And you have to score the most points. It's never really clear what you have to do to win the painting competition. So kind of wanted to put something in the event for the hobbyists. So I've kind of destroyed the next slide going off topic, but no, go back. Sorry, Laurence, because I haven't actually done that slide yet. So my MVPs, right? The people who are like making this event possible, obviously on the TO, pulling everything together. Zach has stepped in to be the head judge of competitive. I'm a big advocate for being the person that pulls everything together, but understanding when someone else is better positioned and is like more knowledgeable and more he's just better skilled at doing a particular job. Like Zach is infinitely more knowledgeable about the game than me, and just understands the rules better than what I do. So I wanted to make sure this, from a competitive standpoint, this was a really high class event, and Zach kindly agreed to step in and be the head judge. And exactly the same on the painting side. It's no point having a high end painting competition and then me judging it, who like I'm a very average painter, and don't have the skill to see the difference between two very, very good paint jobs. So Sean's taken that on and really taken that by the horns and developed a rubric and like pretty much owned that side of the competition. Laurence, like massive thank you to you and Dalton for driving up to stream the event. I'm so impressed with what you guys did with your stream at WTC. You really are like proper professional act.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was actually quite important to me that like part of this event is showing our meta and our competition outside of New South Wales, and bringing you guys in to do that gave us the ability to show ourselves to people in Victoria. And we have Jake, who's one of our local players, one of our TOs. He's also a professional videographer and says he's not a great photographer. He really is. And then I think you all know Alex. Alex is probably our biggest TO in New South Wales. We're using his venue. He's helped with that. He's helped with competitive format. He's given me loads of advice. He's lending half the terrain. So, like, that guy's a legend. He's been an enormous help to make this happen, basically.
Yeah, somebody in chat is asking if Zach can confirm what Alex is playing for Team New South Wales, but I'll let you have a look at chat later, and you can take that question on notice.
I think I've seen that, and that's a shout out to the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, Mr. Jordan.
So look, I've covered most of this part, but like, one of the things, and you'll see when I talk about the format, I wanted to kind of do what I can to avoid that situation where you've got a big GT and then the top seeds for that GT meet in round 1 and 2 and end up like, then someone has to lose or they have to draw and then they can no longer win, and like, it's like, it kind of makes it a bit of a non-event. So I kind of wanted to mitigate that, but also not over advantage the top seeded players, and make sure it's a great environment for players that are less experienced and not quite up to that level yet, but also create that platform for people that are knocking on the door of being in Team New South Wales to showcase to Zach and Sean their skills, and not just their skills at the game, but also how they conduct themselves at the table. Which, Zach, I know that's really important to you, right?
Definitely.
So, question about how you seed. So, how many events preclude Shark Tank? So, how many events is there leading up to Shark Tank, and how do you get your seed?
So, it is all in the player pack, but very loosely, it's based on ITC ranking in Australia. That's the first metric, but it's not considered the most important. So anyone who's represented Team Australia automatically supersedes their ITC ranking. Anyone who's represented their state team, so we have a number of New South Wales players, but we also have an ex-Team Vic player who's playing. So they will automatically supersede someone who hasn't played for their state. And then I'm also anyone who's won one of my RTTs will also be in that kind of top bracket. So it kind of works out that it's pretty much on ITC, but with a few tweaks. And like Zach is going to work with me to make sure that we've got an accurate representation of skill level, because not everyone who's really, really good at the game has a good ITC ranking, right? Because they don't necessarily play that much all the time, but they're still better than virtually everybody else. So we're going to make sure that that's right. So the way it works, we've got people in 4 pods, 4 seeds, Shark through to Recruit. I have tweaked this since the player pack was first launched, because it was pointed out to me if we had pods for the whole of day 1, we'd have 18 unbeaten players going into day 2, which is probably not ideal for a 5-round event. We can't do any more rounds, unfortunately. So what I've decided to do is, for round 1 and 2, they will be in pods of 4, but your seed 4 players, which is your kind of recruits, your least experienced players, will not have to play that seed 1 player, right? But those games will be fixed. As soon as we go into round 3, it's random in win bracket, and then we go into day 2. Now, I think I've needed to change that last bullet point, but pretty much it will be the same 2 tables all day for each pod, but obviously round 3 will be different tables. And then round 4 is random in win bracket. Round 5, we go to a top 4 cut. We should have 4 unbeaten players going into round 5, possibly 5, but most likely 4. They will be guaranteed to get the top 4 places, and that will be true Swiss. So loads of prizes on offer. Got like a few $1,000s worth of prizes, vouchers, as you've seen, trophies and whatnot. The GT is kind of normal. Renaissance Man here is the person who is combination of the best sport, the best hobbyist, and best place. So it's that person who's just the best of all aspects of the game. But then on the annual competition, which is what we're really interested in, General of the Year is that person who's at the top of the leaderboard. We have the best in Master Faction. The Team of the Year, people obviously representing their teams, and then I'm awarding a local hero as well.
Yeah, that local, we like to do. Dalton really puts a lot of emphasis on the community, our community award, and the local hero, and it's really good to see because that's really the heart of your player base and your community coming forward, and they're the ones that bring other people into your events and help you grow and bring the good vibes and all that. So I think that's a really important aspect that sometimes you don't see as much of. You see a lot of like wooden spoon and things like that, but that kind of community recognition is really important. Right? Yeah.
So this is the circuit. I will say that this year this was only based on attendance at my events. I've already launched it for next year. It's going to be broader. It's across a number of different TOs events around New South Wales. We're collaborating. It's no longer going to be a GashHammer circuit. It's a New South Wales circuit. Because I don't care about ownership of it. We just want to make it a great competitive aspect for the state. But this year, there's really 3 people that can get General of the Year. There's obviously Nathan Princey sat at the top there, Alex and Glazos and Josh Brody. So Alex and Princey,
we don't know any of those players. I don't think anybody's heard of all three of them in the whole of Australia. That I don't understand. No, yeah, they're like, I think all 3 of them, we've seen at a number of like events, even nationally, and it does not surprise me that those 3 are featuring in your top 3.
Yeah, they're all incredible players. Nathan and Alex can both. It's in their hands. If either of them win the tournament, they get General of the Year. Josh Brody can win it. He is reliant on some things happening where Princey and Alex are not in certain places. So, but he does have a very real chance of winning it. So, it's a little bit like the Formula One, Laurence. Very similar.
Cool.
Laurence, who are you barracking for if we're gonna?
Oh, I'll go to the Chad McBoy, Mr. Anglazos.
Yeah, I knew you would go the Ed Beck route. You would too.
I know he's watching, so I should tell his name.
Yeah, you're just saying it because it's in chat.
Yeah. No, I truly believe it should be him. Cool.
So yeah, and look, that's the points available. So as you can see, it's kind of wide open. Greg and Dan, the guy, are not able to make it. Unfortunately, they have family commitments. So, and I think Taylor is just a little bit too far behind. Unless results go his way, it's possible. It is definitely possible. So.
Yep.
Yep. And then we have our best in master faction. So again, it's the usual names at the top for New South Wales. So could be a few people picking up multiple awards depending on what they play. Because
yeah, right. So your best in faction award is a cumulative award as well.
It is. Yeah, that's the annual award, right? That's the circuit. Yeah. So yeah. So just before we go on to painting, obviously one thing I want to stress is probably the same in Victoria, that fair play is really, really key to us in New South Wales, and managing player conduct, and that's something that Zach has been championing as Team New South Wales captain. And if you wanted to say any words about that, Zach, about what you'll be looking to manage at the event.
Yeah, look, I think it's just what you would expect from a high-level competitive event, right? Obviously everyone's there to have fun, but we want to make sure that everyone's playing the game to the highest standard that we could possibly ask, not just from a technical aspect, but from a sportsmanship level as well. So that's something that I'm going to be keeping a really big eye on, and I know Gashy's really passionate about it as well. And it's so I think that obviously fun first, but at the end of the day, this is you've got all of to be on brand, you've got all of the sharks at this event, right? So we want to make sure that everyone's not just displaying the highest level of competitive play, but obviously that level of sportsmanship as well. So yeah, look, there's very, very standard things that I'm sure I know that Gashy's got outlined in the players pack, with coming around to sort of pre-measuring, dice rolling, rules getting wrong. So everything's outlined there, and it's something that I will be paying utmost attention to.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes. People, we're humans playing a game of interpretation. Sometimes you're going to get something slightly wrong, but it's not necessarily about that. It's about how you present yourself and how you deal with it, and I suppose playing to brand New South Wales is what you're looking for, right? Playing up to especially somebody that is looking to get into the team. You're kind of looking for that, what represents your brand as a state team, right?
Definitely.
All right. So I think that's all the competitive style
That's
slides.
right,
I believe the next few are yours, Sean. So, Army of
They
the
are.
Year.
They're still competitive slides, mate. Still competitive.
You talking about the slides or the painting?
The painting's still competitive. Yeah. Look, it's basically, look, Gashi touched on some of the points. It originally came about as most good ideas by me whinging and complaining about the lack of support in this area. And it flew over into our team chat, and we were sort of having a bit of a back and forth. And Gashi kind of just said, put your money where your mouth is, in a sense. I'm going to give you the platform to make this a thing, and let's build it and make it work. So we had a number of chats on the way this would look and how we would do it. I got a number of friends who were painters, and we chatted with them and said, like, what is it that you want to see if there was a competition that was based and targeted towards painters? Like, it's a shame it's relatively neglected by a lot of people. Like, it's half the hobby for some of us. For some of us, it's more. And like Ashley touched on, right? Like, if I go to a 40k event, I know exactly what I need to do to get first, second, or third. I've got to beat X, Y, Z. I've got to beat this meta or whatever is currently going. But with the painting side, it's so varied. It's so open to interpretation. It can even just be how the person, the TO or whatever it is feeling on the day, in a sense, right? So what it lacked at the time as a painter is, if you want to better yourself, you've got no real direction of where to go. And so I wanted to also provide that sort of a platform for people to say, all right, there's the end goal. These are the people that are winning. How can I get to their level? And I can go look at their work a little bit closer and things like that. So, yeah, so we ended up with what we have now. Format we'll go through a little bit by little bit, but we went for 4 categories at the end. So you got your Army of the Year. That is the big coveted one that we'll have, that has the Warhammer trophy, I believe it was, that Gashi held earlier. That is an invitation only event, right? So you can't rock up on the day saying, I want to enter Army of the Year. So you can either enter Army of the Year via winning at one of Gash's RTTs, when he would have selected you out and said, I want to submit your army for Army of the Year, or on the day, or the weekend I should say, during the course of round 1 or round 2, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and invite you to bring your army out into Army of the Year. Anyone who gets selected will get a little... Do you have the pins on your Gashi?
I do.
I'm going to give them. Because we wanted to recognise as well, we don't want to have to just be a first, second, third. We wanted to have a level of recognition for those that have qualified.
Nice.
So this is what Gash has thrown together. I think it was quite nice. It's a little pin, so that way you can put it onto your carry case, or just, wear it on your shirt, a proud badge if you really wanted to. I know there's a lot of painting competitions in the UK in particular that do this sort of thing, where there's not necessarily a first, second, third. It's either you win in a gold class and you get a gold pin, or you get a bronze pin, so on and so forth. So I want to try and mirror something like that. So we've got the Army of the Year. We've then got the Outstanding Individual Model. So that is exactly as it sounds. You submit 1 model. Happy days. You got your best unit. Again, as it sounds, the best unit. And then your best conversion. So what I've done then, and I can't remember what's on the next slide, so let's go have a look through and I can talk to that. Here we go. So broken into 5 categories, right? So this is, again, giving guidance to people that want to try and enter into this, those that want to know what is the judge looking for. So you've got your difficulty. Basically, it's the complexity of the piece and techniques and things like that. You've got your creativity, right? So have you just I've gone from the GW app and I followed it verbatim from there, or have I been creative and come up with my own inspired theme to the army? Workmanship. So that's, we've all seen those Land Raiders where the joints aren't quite right and there's little gaps, things like that. We're going to make sure we get rid of all our mold lines, things like that. And then obviously the painting skill, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then the presentation. So the presentation is that holistic view of how does it look together? Does it work as a unit or as a whole army? If you wanted to go put a display board out there, look, I will say for Army of the Year, the display board isn't going to carry much weight for me, because what I don't want it to do is to hurt those that are traveling interstate. right? If you're flying over in Doria, you're not bringing a display board, right? Unless you're driving, in which case, like, hats off, but I don't want to penalize you because you're flying as opposed to living locally, right? So if you want to go for that, that's great. I support you. It'll definitely be looked at from that holistic, but it's not going to put you a step above anybody else because you've got one. So that way those that are coming from long distance, they're not going to be left out by that one, right? So then what we did is we gave everything a different weight, right? So you'll see as we scroll through, so the first one for outstanding individual model, that is first and foremost just a straight up painting hardcore competition. How well can you paint? Yes, we look at the creativity and the difficulty, but as you can see, it's 5 and 10%. Painting still gets the whopping 70, right? So that's where we're looking for the really high finishing touches on everything. And then on the rubrics, I've gone even further into it, right? So in the painting section, the categories that I've put is coverage, shading and highlighting, techniques, detail work, and overall effect. And I've given a 1 to 10 score for all of that. And I've given examples for all of it as well, right? So if you want techniques, for example, if you want the 9 to 10, I need masterful command of advanced techniques. So NMM, OSL, weathering, textures, microblending, or innovative methods that may be present, like things that I may not know of or how to use. And if you're in one of these events, don't be surprised if I walk up to you and say, how'd you do that? Like, how did you get that blend? What technique did you use? Like, help me understand what's happened there. Because I've also got friends that have done really high-end painting, and he gets frustrated because the judges actually had said to him, we don't know how you did it, so we didn't know how to score it. And I'm like, that's not feedback, right? So I want to have that communication with the painters, because I'm not saying I'm the best in the world. There's 101 things out there that I won't know when it comes to painting. So let's go do that journey together, right? So yeah, want to work together with the painters. Best unit, same thing.
That's an interesting comment, right? Because you kind of want a little bit of that suspend disbelief. You want a little bit of wonder, as like to kind of draw you into a piece, right? We're like, I need to work out, how did they do that? Like, how did they do? I mean, if somebody is being like, well, I don't understand, it's like saying, I'm not going to grade your maths properly because I didn't, understand how you, did something or added something up or whatever, and But
yeah, pretty much. Also, if you don't paint the outside of your tanks, I'm not too stressed. But that's another thing. Anyway, best unit. So again, look, it does have painting skills, but we're going to look at a bit more about the workmanship, the presentation. I want to look at the presentation in the sense of, does it look like a unit, right? What have you done to make them look together as a realistic squad, from the basing, from everything, right? I want to see it all. So the weight goes a little bit differently there. And then if you look at the next one.
Just before we go off best unit, we've got a question from chat. So does best unit include attachable character?
Attachable? If you want to put the character in there and make that unit bigger, sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to be a legal unit, 40k, right?
Yeah.
You can't attach the wrong character. You couldn't attach the Sanguinor to Intercessors. That would make sense, but...
Imagine if you could attach the Sanguinor to Intercessors. That'd be freaking awesome.
How cool would that be?
That'd be freaking
pointless.
Awesome.
But
sorry,
cool.
I'm getting...
I will...
Version.
No, you're right. I will say, though, that you can't enter one piece in more than one. So if you want to do a really epic character and enter him in the outstanding individual model, you can't then attach him to the unit and put him in the best unit to bring that score up. Yeah.
Okay.
But he can go in Army of the Year.
If he's selected.
If they're selected, yeah.
If he's selected, yes. Yeah. So best conversion, because everybody loves a conversion. As you can see, the painting is only 20%, right? So it's there, but we want to see, how ham can you go with your creativity, with the difficulty of the conversion of the workmanship, right? Have you just simply swapped a head? Or have you built this really intricate base where the thing's interacting with the scenery around it and it looks realistic and lifelike, things like that. So that's the sort of things I want to see. I've seen some people do amazing work with, different green stuffs and putties and what have you. That's the sort of stuff that I'm like, That's what I want to see. I want to see those that can sculpt by hand and be blown away. I want to be able to look at the piece and I have no idea where the pieces came from, right? So, the Slayer Sword winner, right? How it had the list of like the 20 different pieces that were in that model. And I'm like, wouldn't have a clue, right? That's what I want. I want you to really wow me with something.
Chat's doing its best to trip you up. They want to know, does Sir Hector count with Canis as a unit?
Tell Sherry to pipe down.
Yeah, if it's Sherry, it will. Yeah.
The Victorians probably don't know the story of Sir Hector, right, Sean? Shall I tell it, or Zach, or Sean?
Yeah.
Who shall tell the story? Shall I tell it? So,
All right. It's a story within briefing, so I'm going to just quickly ask you.
It's brief, and I'm going to sanitize it so it's not too. Basically,
I've got my finger on the dump button.
Basically, Sherry was probably going to win a big GT a couple of years ago, and he hadn't painted his Sir Hector. It was the only model he hadn't painted, and in round 5, he got called out for it not being painted, and lost his painting points for all of the rounds, and it pushed him down. And understandably, he's a little bit sore about it. But look, it wasn't painted, and it was a legal model. But look, it's so anyway. So Hector has become a bit of a meme in New South Wales because of that. And he's very Daniel's actually very dignified about it. He's very he makes fun of himself, so
Well, I think if Sir Hector is presented at the Shark Tank, Laurence, we need to get a picture of you and Sir Hector, because we need to round this story out. I need to see the Sir Hector now.
Okay, we'll do that one then for you, Mr. Carl.
Beautiful. Army of the Year.
Alright, so the last one is the Army of the Year. So we are looking at that uniformity across the theme of your entire army, right? So we looked at this one, and this one actually gave us the most hurt when figuring out how to do this, because if someone won in one of Gash's was nominated, like in March early this year, with a particular army, let's say it's the Genestealer cult, does that mean they have to play with the exact same Genestealer cult at the end of the year, right? The slate is going to change so many times that it's going to be ridiculous, right? So we allow a lot of flexibility in this. So if someone has qualified previously, they get effectively an entry into Army of the Year, and they can submit whatever army they would like to. Doesn't have to be one they're playing on the day. It can be anything at all. They can change the army list to whatever they want to do, theme-wise, what have you. It's totally fine. It can also be the army that they are playing with on the day, and that's also okay. Right? But if you want to get your army into Army of the Year, you have to be playing it on the day if you're up for the selection. If that makes sense.
So it's like they've been recognised because they've put in the effort to kind of get that far, and then they can then present a project. We felt like it would penalise them too much by making them play the army that they won with back in 6 months ago. So we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to hamstring people. And that's also with all the other entrants as well. It doesn't have to be a model that you're playing on the day. The best conversion, best unit, outstanding individual model. You can just bring in a piece from home that you're really proud of, submit that, and go play whatever else, and then we go from there. So looking forward to it. I'm keen to see what people can bring out. Like, I'm hoping we attract a different audience of people that are just solid painters and want to come out and show off their stuff, right? Yeah, it sounds like you've put a lot of due diligence to making sure that it's very transparent, and the criteria is kind of clear, but it gives you a little bit of room to reward creativity in a way that's a little bit less prescriptive than something like a GW ranking for Golden Demon, where it can get a little bit technical from a rubric perspective, right? So that's good. So looking forward to seeing what people come up with. You got some photos there, Laurence. Are these particular examples from the meta for models that have meet the criteria, or what's the these just cool fix?
What I've included here is some of the models from armies which people that have won Army of the Year. Just go back to that previous one, Laurence. So this is a guy called Jason Wozniak. Like, his entire army is like built from bits. Like, it's incredible. Like, I think this is his Morkanaut or his Gorkanaut, and like everything's unique. It's absolutely amazing. It's really cool. So I think he's entered this. He may have entered this into Conversion of the Year, but he is an Army of the Year qualifier as well.
Nice, very beautiful.
Next one. This is one of mine and Sean's teammates. This is Ben Brown. Everyone knows him as Pommy Ben. Like, he bitches about painting these checks constantly, right? I think he spent all of COVID painting the checks on these, but he doesn't bitch about that as much as he bitches about how crap Harlequin's rules are currently. So I know he's just waiting for the day when their rules are good enough that he can bring this army out and actually play it competitively again. But I mean, look, they're stunning, and he's also an Army of the Year qualifier.
Nice.
Yeah, Laurence, you got any comments on the state of Harlequins?
They are bad, so let's see with the DAS.
Yeah, bad. That's your comment.
Bad. That's my comment.
This is Nathan Prince's Rotigus. He's got a beautiful Chaos Knights, Chaos Demons army. It's so consistent. Like, it absolutely would be right up there as a competitor to like, it really is up there to win Army of the Year. But I believe he's decided to join you as a judge, Sean.
Yep. Yeah, he's kindly offered to lend his eye to judge with me.
Nice.
Yeah. This is Damien Ridgewell, another one of mine and Sean's teammates, actually. Like, amazing, incredible, probably the best technical painter that I know of, in terms of just the execution of his actual painting. This is his Lion. It's not a great quality picture, like, once it's through the stream, but it's incredible. Like, he showed us something that he done quickly the other day, and like, the face on the model was like beyond anything I could ever hope to achieve. So yeah, it's and again, Army of the Year qualifier.
Well, even go back one, Laurence. Like, even, I mean, I'm looking at this photo through a compressed stream video, call link, and I can even pick out the highlighting, like on the keepers, right? Like, on that maroon, the highlighting on that maroon hood is so crisp, even just like in the downgraded view that I can see here. So I can't imagine how it looks in person.
Yeah. That's the sort of highlighting where your brain goes, well, that's just the flash reflection of the camera. It's not. It's him. He's done that. It's, yeah.
And they're actually tiny, right? Those things are like 5 mil tall or something, or 10 mil tall. They're really small. This is another Army of the Year qualifier. This is Jeff Carroll from Newcastle. So where he really excels is in his freehand. It's not come across great in the photo, but on his Imperial Knights army, he's got a King Arthur theme, and every knight has a different freehand of a different theme from King Arthur on the carapace of the knight. When you see him in person, they're really cool. So he's one of the guys that's done a lot of the painting for the commission armies that Pete raffles off at his Teams of 8 events. Very different approach to like Damo or even to Jason or Princey, but equally valid. And I think that's great, right? You see these different aspects of the hobby.
All right, we've got the last picture here. Another Harley Quinn.
This is just Pommy Ben again.
Pommy's Ben.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah, again, the jade pop on the mask, that section is just tiny, but you can kind of, even though it's dark and it's in the hood, it reads jade and you get the reflection, and it's
contrast difference, right?
Yeah, and the detail on the little Harlequin mask that's hanging off the hip, you know, that's the stuff where, you know, some people, if you're doing just like a battle ready, you might, you know, give that a bit of a contrast and a bit of a wash, and, you know, nobody's going to really look at it too hard and go away. But yeah, when somebody, you know, puts that level of detail into that, that's makes it really special.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all the photos, Laurence?
That's all the photos.
That's all the photos and all the slides.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us to talk through Shark Tank. This is a bit of a two-parter. I believe, Gash, you're joining us again next week to have a bit of a debrief on lists and some other bits and pieces to do with the event on the day. So we look forward to that. Chat and people are just like messaging me my thing because the data slate's dropped.
Yeah,
so I'm going to try to get us out of here, because otherwise this is just going to go to hell in a handbasket. So one thing, we'll just do a little bit of housekeeping, and before we sign off, Whiskey Rollers have our annual charity event on Saturday, so that's December 13th. That's at the Gaming Arena in North Coburg here in Victoria. That's our annual event where we do a number of different formats. The take goes to the Smith family, so I've really can't think of the word that I'm looking for. It's really important to us that we give back to the community, and Smith family have been part of this event for a couple of years now, so we really look forward to it. We don't stream it because we want to enjoy it along with you guys. There's a few tickets for some of the events that are still available, so check out riskyrollers.com.au for those, or the Facebook Risky Roller Events Facebook page, where you can get the information about the individual events. I think we still have tickets for Magic Pauper. We've got some Infinity. I think there's still Blood Bowl tickets. So it's not just about GW or Warhammer or 40k. So there's some other things down there. Or if you just want to come down and have a drink with us on Saturday, that's awesome too. So
I'm playing Carl. I'll be the Gumby. I'll play Harley Quinns for you. Okay.
Yeah, well, when you get there, you're supposed to be helping me, TO, but we can have that conversation
Anthony
later.
already raised his hand, so I can play.
Yeah. Good chat. So I don't know. Maybe I want to play. I mean, maybe I'll just like break all the rules and play Rage Curve. It's past rules cut off, so it's fine. I can, when you're the TO, you can just make up the rules as you go.
Yeah, we can do that.
Like that's how that works. So we're looking forward to that. And then obviously the guys will be up December 21st over in New South Wales, hanging out with the team here and streaming. So that's our next big stream event.
Yep.
Laurence, did I miss anything?
That's all. We need to ask our guests their parting words before we say goodbye. So let's have probably Zach first.
Yeah, cool. Just want to say thank you for having me, and really excited to get some time with you lads when you're up here. So it's always a good time. And as Gashi said, it's you've got a really cool level of production, and seeing what you brought over to WTC, which is now coming up to New South Wales for an event. Really cool to see you sort of branch out a little bit more. So super excited to be amongst that.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, same. Thanks for having us on. Looking forward to seeing you guys when you're up here, and we'll grab a beer. Should be fun. I want to see what the painters can bring.
And Mr. Gashi.
Yeah, so look, I just thank you, Zach and Sean, for your support and making this event possible. Laurence, Dalton, and I've forgotten your name. What was Carl? My God, sorry, mate. It's late.
It's been a long day.
My day started at 6 o'clock this morning. It's been a very long day. Yeah. So look, thank you for supporting this. Coming up to New South Wales, it's amazing. But most of all, I just want to thank all the people from New South Wales that have attended my tournaments, that are coming to Shark Tank. You guys. Really, it's about you. You make this thing possible. You're all awesome. On the back of all the people that are attending Shark Tank, I've been able to make a $1,000 donation to Team New South Wales to support them in their endeavours this year. So that's not a donation from me. That's a donation from the community. It's your money, right? You pay to play, and we just pass it on, so the taxman doesn't get it. So, just thank you. Continue to come next year. I'm going to continue to try and innovate, and just tell me what I'm doing good, and please tell me what I'm not doing well. Last thing I will say, if you're not sure about entering the painting competition, enter the painting competition, right? Because Sean and Princey will be giving you feedback. You're going to be getting expert feedback. You never know, you might win, right? Or you might come second, or you might come third, or you might get a highly commended, right? So enter. If in doubt, enter. Unless you're Sherry and you're entering Sir Hector. I know he's entering Sir Hector. I know he's already told me he's entering him.
Well, yeah. I mean, we especially on the desk here, we promote progress over perfection, and we're all here because we like the hobby. Nobody's here because they want to, shit on somebody else's paid job, or anything like that. Yeah. So, yeah, you got to be in it to win it. And we just love talking about painting, talking about Warhammer. It's something that we like to do, and if you're not in it, then we don't get to talk about it. It makes us sad. And you don't want Gashi to be sad, and you don't want Sean to be sad. So you need to put an entry into the painting competition. All right.
You've got to give me something to do. I'll be bored all day otherwise.
Yeah. Gotta keep it busy. Speaking of things that keep us busy, thank you to our sponsors for our events. OP Paints, who is our Paint Awards sponsor. OP Paints do a really good high pigment paint range. Check them out. General Games, Miniature Scenery, Baron of Dice, and Proxywars will help support our events so that we can give back to our community as well. Thank you to all of you on Patreon for supporting us. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do. So we did a video last weekend. We did a bit of a funsies mini apocalypse game. We put it on YouTube. I'm not sure how well the game translated to the YouTube video, but it was fun in person. So we had a good time, and we're able to get a lot of our patrons and people that help us out, people that came and helped at events, and just which means the world to us. So thank you. Check out Discord, check out Facebook events, Risky Rolls events on Facebook, and check out Laurence, because you don't want Laurence to be sad either. So any last parting words, Laurence, before we wrap it up?
That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, Carl, as well. So we'll see Gashi with different guests again next week. And then obviously Zach and Sean, I'll be seeing you in the next couple of weeks, and really excited to drive there again. At least this time it's just I think 9 hours compared to WA.
Yeah, I can't believe you drove to WA, dude. At the end of that stream, you guys said we've got to go because we're driving home. I'm like, are you actually driving from Perth to Melbourne?
Yes, we did, bro. We did. After that one, right? I said I will never do this one again. I would fly next year already for sure.
Yeah.
So did you get the extended fuel tank and everything?
No, we didn't.
I had them messaging me every 4 hours to make sure that they were still alive, and neither of them drove themselves into a ditch in the middle of the Nullarbor.
It was an experience.
I don't know.
But I will not do it again.
The things that the youngins do, right? The things that they can just drive forever, and
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Press all the buttons, press the like, subscribe, press the bell notification so that you know when we go live. We'll leave it here. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, guys.
And we'll see
See you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.